Several tales have been told of people charming their way into the lives of a mostly idyllic family in an effort to bring someone down, generally the father. Whether it's the various versions of The Hand That Rocks the Cradle or the endlessly unpredictable Dan Stevens vehicle The Guest, it's a plot structure played with time and again. Unfortunately, it's been mostly mixed results, as the end almost always turns out the same. Thankfully, Malice is here and ready to shake up the formula. Created by Quack's James Wood, the Prime Video series begins near the luscious Poros, a Greek island in the central Aegean Sea, and centers on the Tanners, husband and business mogul Jamie, wife and stepmother Nat, and their 3 children. While on vacation, they are introduced to Adam Healy, a charming tutor working for their friends with a good handle on working with kids. Though displaying some odd behavior, Nat shakes it all off and invites Adam to come work for the Tanners as a full-time manny in London for their youngest, Dexter, with whom he formed a bond in Greece. As Adam becomes more entrenched with the family, Jamie and their friends, Damien and Jules, begin to suspect darker ulterior motives, turning into a tense game of mental chess. Led by 4-time Emmy nominee David Duchovny as Jamie and Jungle Cruise's Jack Whitehall as Adam, Malice proves to be one of the most effective takes on the family infiltrator genre yet, and that's largely down to just how much of a slow burn it is. There's never a clear moment in which the scales feel shifted in anyone's direction, particularly Adam's, and yet it always feels like the family is a few steps away from disaster, allowing us to relish in the madness. Malice's pacing is magnificent. While it can often be utilized for some disposable thrills, Malice proves that its central conceit is too often wasted on film. By the time the movie's third act rolls around, things have either escalated to a point of extremism, to the point of camp, or a more sudden explosion into a high-stakes brawl between its central characters. Sometimes, it's a point of cathartic release for all the tension built up to that point. In others, it's rushed to the point of leaving us more numb than engaged. With 6 50-minute episodes, Wood makes far more effective use of the shady dynamic between Adam and the Tanners to mete out the tension. We get glimpses of insight into why Whitehall's character has pushed himself into the family, and moments of shocking decision-making on everyone's part left me wondering when the ball would drop and how damaged the family would find themselves by the time Adam's endgame came into focus. Even more enticing is the way Adam plays with the already cracked base of the Tanner family. Rather than any conflict feeling forced, Jamie is instantly shown as a borderline chauvinist. His hints at extramarital trysts from Adam's suggestions are organic, as do Nat's complex view of her relationship with her husband, and eldest son Kit's rebellious attitude only needing a slight push to enter dangerous territory. That is, of course, right up to the show's finale, which goes for the aforementioned rush to conclude its story. The threads certainly come together in a fascinating way, and, without diving into spoilers, we're left on a surprisingly ambiguous note as to the final outcome of Adam's reign of terror on the Tanners. But in trying to give audiences a mostly satisfying conclusion, Wood finds himself cramming an extra episode or two's worth of story into one. The cast is downright elegant in their performances. What truly helps Malice's story is the cast of characters, particularly that of the central antagonist. Start off on an awkward note, and it's too easy to believe their eventual villainous turn. Come off too affable, and the villain more or less defies belief when they begin ratcheting things up with the family they're infiltrating. As such, Whitehall proves to be a truly remarkable choice for Adam. He certainly displays some questionable personality beats in the beginning, both in view of others and in private, and yet when he puts up the facade to hide his ulterior motives, it's all too easy to believe he may genuinely be a kinder person. It's a wonderfully magnetic departure from many others with roles such as his, particularly Micah Monroe in The New Hand That Rocks the Cradle, whose cold personality felt like a predator waiting to pounce on their prey. Contrasting Whitehall's personality-shifting performance are David Duchovny and Carice Van Houten as the troubled yet loving couple Adam seeks to destroy. The pair is remarkable in their complex roles. The X-Files alum truly relishes the moments in which he gets to cut loose and showcase Jamie's seedier underbelly, but also makes his undercurrent of pain around his strained relationships with his children feel authentic, even if he doesn't fully outgrow them. The Emmy-nominated Game of Thrones alum, meanwhile, really makes the most of her role as the stepmother and business owner who so often finds herself disrespected and undervalued by Jamie. Van Houten doesn't completely let Nat feel like a victim, breaking free from these restraints with agency. I only wish there'd been some better character growth in the show's final 2 episodes. Apart from Kit, everyone still felt the same as they were when the show started, something that may have been beneficial for keeping things unpredictable, but ultimately makes things less well-rounded.